Texas legislators. I have filed a complaint on every state of Texas legislator in every state around the world for Social Security neglect and abuse. Um, you are part of Social Security every state, Texas legislator in every state around the world. And what I just did, your Social Security calls and have neglected me and have abused me. Your government workers have neglected and abused me in Atlanta. Every state legislature around the world, I have filed a complaint on abuse, abuse of a disability, abuse of trying to abuse the mindset. You want to know what this is all about? And I'm going to have to put that in my little details. Abusing the mindset, or neglecting the mindset. So I want the Texas legislature to know what my civil rights complaint I just filed against the White House and y'all at the, because y'all connected with each other. So it's only right that I file a complaint against the White House and every Texas legislator because y'all know how to come. I've been watching Joe Biden and watching every Texas legislator and everybody come together when it's time to come together. And me, I observing y'all, I think I know where I needed to make the complaint. So I made the complaint against the White House, every legislator in every state. Then I made it against Social Security because you let the workers neglect. Now these are the problems that we have to address. And right now I got too much going on. I'm trying to address the line shit. People y'all put me through dealing with Trap Boy Freddie and them, the line stuff that's going on between Bruce and them, and they line with the rest of them in the industry. And and you're making me have to deal with so much. But you know what your workers have done. You know what Atlanta have done. Neglect and abuse of the mindset. Treating the mindset wrong, like we ain't human in our government buildings. But I want them to know the Texas legislature. If I can talk to people in New York and Chicago and all over, not just on Instagram and YouTube, and get on different apps, and they can tell me in Chicago and New York, I talked to the Glenn and Glenn and everybody, and they tell me that you're not the only state that's having that problem. They're having that same problem with Social Security workers and call center workers. So if I'm not the only one with the problem, you need change. But God said it's going to have to be that one person that stand up against. They said they had enough. Like remember the Titans, Clash of the Titans, with your boy off. You already know he plays off of Taken. We already know he plays off the Taken show. We already know he's a famous actor. He was famous before anything because he actually, the guy that plays to get his daughter back, he actually played in the movie with a long time ago with one of my actors that played on, I think one of the actors that played, she's one of the good women that he's plays as his daughter, plays as the girlfriend. She have a daughter and they accuse him of having. So he's a great actor, and he's the one that plays off of Taken with the voice. I've been knowing him as an actor, but he plays from Clash of the Titans, and he plays as one of the guards. And the kid said, "We got to tell the guards that's enough is enough." And God said, "We had enough. We had enough of the neglect and the abuse coming from your workers." And now you're making me deal with the line situation here, and you put my life in jeopardy because you know what the line they've been doing. And Mayor Johnson said, move past this. No, we will move past this when you tell the American people the truth and not smile about it. They don't want change in Texas legislature. And they know God said you had no business doing what you're doing. You had no business, but I'm not looking at this in a bad way, God said. You had no business doing what you're doing, and you know these businesses are racist. You had no right, Texas legislature. You ain't forgot your action mean or nothing. But let me tell you something. If you wouldn't have been in that Galleria Mall doing what you're doing, ah, you wouldn't have caught the community in their lives. So I'm looking at this in a good way. I'm not looking at this in a bad way. So we looking at the Dallas music community and kids and teenagers and grown ass men lie to come up. So we're looking at this actually in a good way, not a bad way. So I'm looking at every Texas legislator and I'm knowing who I'm dealing with. And I'm seeing everybody's picture. Hmm, this is something I'm looking at everybody. And I've been knowing who I was dealing with, but I didn't know your faces. I know your names. I did my research on every last one of you. And I think if I did my researches on you and I know who I'm dealing with, so God know who we dealing with. Your social security have violated rights. And you don't want to understand it because you're selfish. And you refuse to address the issues that's at hand. I want to tell you something. I told every Atlanta Social Security that was not going to get away. I told the call center it was not going to get away. And you goddamn right. My local office is not going to get away with their misconduct. And you goddamn right. The local office is not going to get away. When I called about the Social Security, he told me to shut up and turn me back to the Social Security. Abuse and neglect of a disability that tried to speak freely of his own. God said we all have that right to stand up for what we believe in. We all are fighting for something that's greater in America. But I have to say a little things. I told Joe Biden to go look at a song by Wayne and Big Sean and give me a perm crosses the line a little bit. Just hope somebody remember that. You cross it with dignity and respect. That mean you heard me, right? That mean I got your ears. That mean I got your ears and God got your ears. So I want you to know something. You can sit up there with your laws and sit up with your politics and sit up with that. God said 1,000 years from now is going to have more people like me that's going to rise above the issues that's going on with disability and the neglection. We are not the same. I am not the same. And I want to tell every Texas legislator, because you want to see this on YouTube, you probably always wonder about me. And I want you to wonder because the power to able to move forward and able to grow above everybody else. Even though I got challenging problems, I'm still willing to push myself. I will never give up. And it seems like we have hatred in America. And God said, when people don't love us the same in America, and they don't love us the same, we have to keep our difference away from street motherfuckers and people that up to no good, God said. You did exactly what I wanted you to do. Who was that person on that phone when I was in Dallas County? Who was that person? Not the security guard. It was another person that had a government worker uniform on that fixed on stuff. Who was that person that came to check up on me, that put me in that situation? That you wanted me to discuss the blueprint with everybody and talk with people, right? That's the deal, right? You think I don't know? But realize this. Trap Boy Freddy and them making it very hard for me. Boosie with their lies making it very hard for me. And you know it. I want every Texas legislator to know you know Yellow Breeze is boosting them lives. And you making it very hard for me because this dumbass nigga and the rest of them, you able to let them go freely and spread lies around in no clip. So I want you to know something. We believe in laws. And we believe in nobody above their power. And I believe somebody in that White House can take everybody down. Somebody in that White House. God had enough. He had enough of the abuse coming from your call center and coming from your workers. I told you I was on a mission, and I will fulfill that mission. All of my effort is not going when somebody two office. I call it two Dallas office in my local office in 2019, and they said I already know who this is, but it came with abuse when I'm doing what I'm told to do. I refuse to let neglection happen when we just want to be understood. The God children want to be understood and treated right. See, when I was in there, I had thought and I have strategized to fight me and God. I was sitting up there thinking to myself in 2000 through all of the bullshit. Then you was watching me in Atlanta, Clayton County with Victor Cruz. So I was aware of you the whole time. When Victor Cruz came stand at me in the jail, there's a reason why you took me off of probation early, right? You think I don't know about those things? Because right when I was on social media, that lady called me for some reason. She wasn't answering her phone. And you did not want to start a war. Hey, but you know if I leave here in America with it, it's going to be a problem. So everybody's not getting on the same page with me in Dallas right now, and I'm having a hard that Boosie going around the world spreading more lies. And that ain't right. For his own selfish ambition to keep his dignity intact with him and NMO3. Anything that's happened, people from the legislature, they coming from underneath that seat. God said, you are coming. And God said, I am watching over every last one of you. My mama said, don't put people in my business. They started this in that mall. They started this in that mall. I didn't start this. But God said, when you ask for your tax dollars in that mall and you bribe my friend, I know what I read. I'm the one that read the letter. That same DA agent that was in that mall, why he cannot be here. I try not to put people in my business. That's what I try not to do. And I'm sorry. But the mayor making this the state of Texas legislature making this very hard because they letting the buffooning going on. They're letting the buffooning going on with boosting them and the rest of them let the buffooning going on. I don't need them, me. You hear me? I don't need them. God don't need them. America don't need them. And they got hatred in their heart. You hear me? God don't need them. America don't need them. There's love in America, and I have always given it. But remember this, one thing God said, never turn your back on family and loved ones. Those the ones that matter most when the streets and other people don't give a shit about you. The community, and some people care about themselves. And God said those things, but I have given you in your dreams. I have gave you to look at everybody's spirit and understand it. Don't argue. We have other issues that we need to attack. God said if you're going to have hatred and all of that for his children, instead of us showing love for each other, because y'all, God said, tell the people in the community they need to heal. Tell the street they need to heal. Find yourself again. I have did all of my research. Even when I was in Atlanta, I have studied you. I have did all of my research. I didn't start this. Social Security started this. So I wish every American the best, and I hope, I've been trying to get it online and back to talk to people in New York and Chicago and everybody that I talk to in different states. I got a friend named Bambi I need to take care of in New York. Had some things going on, but she matters the most too because she kept it real. And trust me, we're gonna return the favor back. You hear me? So I never forget the ones that I talked to and I would have hit. I have been networking and Dallas refused to understand that. When I came back from Texas, Atlanta, I started communicating with people. Y'all wasn't on the social media platform that I was on. But I also understand the problems I had at Walmart when I was off the clock and on the clock with some of my customers about my relationship. You understand? I've been having to deal with this since I had other relationships that I was in. And that's the thing with everything. Me and some of the night look at the woman you bring. I said, okay, you're not interested. You want a black woman want to argue with me at 12, 16 in Carrollton, Texas, want to argue with me, but you're not interested. Look what you showing. So I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in these business, and I have to deal with people in these businesses about who I'm dating, and I'm getting tired of it. It's really to the point where it's really but a woman need to be strong. I can't be the only one strong enough. God love y'all and I love y'all, and God said bless America, and I hope we have better days. And I'm getting ready to go to church and enjoy my day.